Alright, I'm going to talk to y'all about break-in on gears. Say you just put brand new gears in your truck and you want to know what break-in to do. There's, a lot of these companies pretty much follow each other on the break-in process. But this is what I do, this is what I was taught, and it's always worked for me. I've never had issues. After you get everything put back together and you know that your pattern's good, your backlash is good, everything's right, and you got it filled up with oil, you're going to drive it 20 miles, 15 to 20 miles. You want to be as flat a ground as you can find, as is available to you. If you live somewhere where you're on the side of a bad mountain in Colorado or something, you might not want to do this at home, because you don't want to be pulling real hard heels on your break-in process. It's going to eat the gears up. It's going to cause scarring. It's going to make them howl. They're going to get too hot. So you want to be relatively flat ground, 50 to 55. Cruise it for 20 miles. Let it completely cool. You're going to do that twice. After the second time, what you're going to do is, if you're going to be pulling anything with it, you're going to want to hook to whatever it is you're going to be pulling and do the same thing there. Pull it, 15, 20 miles, 50, 55, let it completely cool. At that point, you're pretty much broke in. You're going to run the oil that's in there for 500 miles. After 500 miles, you're going to completely drain it. And if you bought a diff cover, aftermarket diff cover that has a drain plug, don't just pull the drain plug and drain it. That's not right. You've got to pull the cover off. You've got to get in there. You've got to clean that housing out, because there's going to be metal flakes in there from the gears break in. That's going to happen. And the less metal you have floating around in there, the better. Even though it's micro small stuff, it's still not great on bearings, especially over longevity of the life of the differential. So after your 500 miles, pull your cover off, completely drain it, spray it out, clean it out real good. Really, at this point, if you want to be super thorough, you can pull the axle shafts out and pull the carrier out. Clean the tubes out. Spray the bearings out on the carrier, spray the pinion bearings out. Completely clean everything really well. You don't have to do all that. I don't do all that. I just take the cover off and clean it, to where I'm comfortable that there's no more metal floating around in there. Put the cover back on, fill it back up with oil, and you're good. You can drive it normal at that point. On your break-in, though, do not be dogging this thing. Don't be 3/4 throttle, hard pulls. You want to be super light throttle, easy acceleration. Drive it like a grandpa. Yeah, so what if somebody's riding your ass because you're in a 60 doing 45, 50? So what? You're breaking in your gears. You just did all this work. You just spent all this time and money. The last thing you want to do is cause damage because you was driving it too hard and didn't do a proper break-in. So a lot of times that I see people put gears together and they get everything right, everything's perfect, and then 2 months later they're screaming and howling, going down the road on tap-in, which what tap-in is where you barely push the gas pedal. If your gears are making a super loud, like almost sound like it's vibrating a cab, it's so loud, then you didn't properly break your gears in. You got them too hot. You caused them to create scarring on each other, and you might have even caused them to wear excessively, and now your backlash is way too loose because you was too hard on it on break-in. It took too much metal away and caused the backlash to open up too much. And at this point, once this happens, there's no going back. You can't go in there and re-shim and tighten the backlash up, because they are married together. They're trained at that point. They are wore into each other. If you go in there and you try to adjust that, you're going to have way more problems than what you already got. So do yourself a favor, buy quality gears. Take your time. If this takes you 2 days to do it, so be it. You may have to pull this carrier in and out 10 times before you get it right. It just depends. So take your time, get your gears right, set up right. and do a proper break-in. Also, if you do not do a proper break-in, I don't care how much money you spend on gears, how good a quality, who they're made by. If you don't do a proper break-in and a month later they start howling and you pull this apart and try to warranty them gears, they can tell if you did not break them gears in properly. And they most likely will not warranty them at that point. So, break them in. You don't have to take my advice. You can get online and look up other people's opinions. I'm going to tell you a lot of them are the same. They're going to tell you the same thing I'm telling you. But you'll thank me later. Just proper break-in is the number one important thing on these. Y'all have a great day. Like, follow, subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube. God bless. Y'all have a great day.